Good evening. It's 5:31. I will now call the meeting of the Parks, Recreation, and Arts Commission to order. City Clerk, would you please conduct roll call?
Commissioner Barraza is absent. Commissioner Kalia is also absent. Commissioner Dolan.
Present.
Commissioner Duran.
Present.
Commissioner Kucharski is absent. Commissioner Miller.
Here.
Commissioner Trio.
Here.
Vice Chair Ward.
Present.
Chair McCoy.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Is there a motion to excuse the absence of Commissioner Barraza?
So moved.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner Dolan. Thank you, Commissioner Miller. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion passes. Is there a motion to excuse the absence of Commissioner Kalia? Thank you,
Second.
Commissioner Miller. Thank you, Commissioner Dillon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. We will now move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. There she is right there. I seen her. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will start with the approval of the agenda. City Clerk, are there any changes or proposed changes to the agenda?
No, there are not.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Dolan. Is there a second? Second. Thank you, Commissioner Miller. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. This item is approved. We will now move on to approval of minutes. City Clerk, are there any changes or proposed changes to the minutes from October 13th, 2025?
No.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Trillo. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Dolan. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed say no. This item is approved. We will now move on to subcommittee reports. This item is a discussion item for the commission, and no public comments will be taken related to this item. Because of the awards going out to the grantees from the Arts Council, the subcommittee for the Fresno, for that portion of Measure P has been dissolved. We will form another one when it's time for us to form another one when we get ready to send out the new grant lines and the RFPs and things like that that comes along with that portion of Measure P. So I will now move on to City Administration and Park Staff reports and comments. Does anyone from the administration have any reports or comments for the commission?
Chair McCoy, I will go ahead and start as Assistant City Manager Miller makes her way for her updates. Just want to highlight this past weekend, we had a number of Halloween events throughout the city. Many of you may have attended and or have seen them on the news. Just a couple I wanted to highlight. Inspiration Park on Friday, we had over 600 attendees come for the carnival and the movie night. Pinedale Community Center, our annual haunted house, we had approximately 500 guests come through. And then Kids Fest at Holmes Playground on Saturday, we had over 1,600 attendees come through for that event. So Great event. Don't worry if you didn't make those. We have 4 more this week, ranging out at Frank H. Ball. We have a glow-in-the-dark Neo Nightmare event. We have a Halloween Boo Bash at Mosqueda. El Dorado, we have a trunk or treat. And then at Sunset, we have glow-in-the-dark Monster Bash. So just a special thank you to my dedicated staff and the volunteers who made this possible, and thanks to everyone from the community who came out to support. So thank you.
Thank you. TJ. Thank you. We will now move on to unscheduled communication. Wait a minute, I skipped member reports, I'm sorry. I didn't want you guys to talk, I wanted to hurry up and go home. I'm just playing. We will now move on to member reports and comments. As a reminder, this is a time for commission members to report anything they feel important for the public or commission to know, but it's not a time for a discussion. Commissioner Duran?
Nothing.
Thank you. Commissioner Miller?
Nothing for me at this point.
Vice Chair Ward? Commissioner Karcharski?
Yes, generally, I'm thankful that everyone came out and gave comments on the arts grants and that the Arts Council was there to take good notes when I followed up with them. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what improvements they are going to be considering for us as we move into the next subcommittee and all that. So that's all. I didn't get to say that last time, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Commissioner Dolan?
Nothing, thank you.
Commissioner Trelio?
Nothing to add.
All right, well, tonight I have an announcement. November 8th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., I will be bringing in my colleague, Dr. Bruce Strobel from Tallahassee, Florida. He is a community organizer as well as an environmental justice advocate. He is also a professor at Tallahassee University. He's going to be coming out here to talk to the community about community solutions that empower the community into activism. He's going to also talk about power building, strategies for the future, and data to organize with. This is a very exciting event. This young man is making a lot of noise in Florida and doing a lot of great work. And I just wanted to bring him out here so he can talk to us on how we can strengthen our advocacy work. So I will make sure that all the commissioners have a flyer and will be able to attend if they would like. From 11 to 12:30, that's when lunch will be served, but the event actually starts at 1 p.m. So there'll be a host of panelists as well talking about the work that they do in West Fresno and their advocacy work. And yours truly will be on one, as well as facilitating. But I'm excited for this event. I'm very excited to share my colleague with you and his knowledge that I have gained from him over the years that we have met. And just would like to see you all come out and support. So it's November 8th. Thank you. So now we will move on to unscheduled communication. Would any member of the public like to speak on any issue within the jurisdiction of this commission? You will have up to 3 minutes. As a reminder, if you would like to make a comment regarding any of the scheduled hearings, comments will be taken when each item is called. No one in chambers? Do we have anyone online? Okay, I will go ahead and close unscheduled communication, and we will now move on to hearings. ID number 25-1484, actions pertaining to the Parks After School Recreation and Community Services Parks Department fiscal year 2027 budget bill as it relates to capital projects, after-school recreation and community service programs, and trails beautification in the San Joaquin River Parkway. That was a lot. Would someone from the Parks Department please begin the presentation?
Hello and good evening, Commissioners. I am Tu Zhang, Business Manager with the Parks Department. It's nice to see everyone again. And I'm here this evening to present an overview of our fiscal year 2026 Measure P adopted budget. Before we begin the presentation, I'd like to note a few things. First and foremost, as you all may know, tonight is the first opportunity in which, as a part of the Pratt Commission, you'll have the opportunity to make a budget recommendations for our upcoming fiscal year 2027 budget bill. I know it can be a little bit challenging at the moment, considering that we just recently started fiscal year 26, roughly 3 months ago. But as many of you are aware, there's a pretty tight turnaround time with regards to our budget preparation and submission, so which I'll talk a little bit more about in the latter half of tonight's presentation. However, the premise of tonight's presentation, along with other upcoming presentation or meetings, will be focused on our budget and potential motions that you all may have. Hopefully, by reviewing the FY26 adopted budget, you'll have an idea of where each revenue and expenditures are budgeted by category. As a result, we're here to, as a department, to support or answer any questions that you may have pertaining to potential motions that you have. So, lastly, this year's presentation will be a little bit different compared to last year, in that you guys are probably accustomed to hearing from the Parks Department along with our colleagues from Department of Public Works, Utilities, and PD. However, the presentation will be delivered by Parks representative, which is me. And I do want to note that we do have our fellow colleagues from DPW, DPU, and PD here to answer any questions that you all may have. In tonight's presentation, again, you'll hear from me, and we'll review the FY26 Measure P adopted budget by expenditure category. There you will see the revenue and expenditures where they were budgeted by category per department. Then we'll jump into each expenditure categories and examine where funds were budgeted. I do want to note that we have our Parks and After School Recreation Community Service listed on here, but that presentation would actually be delivered the next time that we meet, which is a week from now. However, tonight you will see highlights from our Department of Public Works, Department of Public Utilities, and our Park Ranger from PD. Particularly, you'll see some of the amazing work that they've accomplished from fiscal year 2025. And again, we do have our fellow colleagues from DPW, DPU, and PD here to answer any questions if needed. From there, we will transition into our budget bill timeline for fiscal year 27, in which you'll see some key dates, deadlines for our departments relative to submitting our budget recommendations to the mayor's office. And then lastly, we'll close out the presentation by reviewing an example of how to frame a PRAC motion. And then we'll also take any questions from the commission at that time. So in the next few slides, we will examine the FY26 adopted Measure P budget and explore where revenue and appropriations are budgeted by each expenditure category. All right, so the first table that we have here, and by now, I'm sure many of you are very familiar with this table. We have a table that breaks down our Measure P expenditure category. And as you see, we have it broken down by departments. For parks, we have category 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit of 5, and category 6 budgeted under parks. Public Works and Public Utilities have Category 5 budgeted under their department, and then for our capital projects, we have Category 1 and 2, some soft costs budgeted in there. In terms of revenue, as a refresher, the beginning balance represents our carryover from fiscal year 2025. And then the next line underneath that, taxes, that represents our sales tax revenue projection for FY26. And again, as a reminder, this tax revenue projection was delivered to us by our consultant. And so other revenue, that accounts for interest. And so we see across all category a total revenue of $90.9 million for Measure P across all categories. In terms of appropriation, this table breaks down each department's allocation by program operations and capital. And in the next few slides, I will dive into each category, and you'll see how and where these fundings were appropriated. All right. So first, we have Measure P Category 1, which accounts for 46% of the overall Measure P fund. And as you all may know, Category 1 is broken down into two different subfunds, one for existing parks citywide, and the other for existing parks and highest needs. Category 1, as you can see in the table, is predominantly housed in our parks operating and capital sections. Parks operations accounts for $10.3 million in Category 1 citywide, and $1.4 million in Park Ranger, with $4.2 million in Parks capital projects, for a total of roughly $16 million in Category 1 citywide. In regards to Category 1 highest need, funding consists of about $8.6 million in Parks operations, $501 in our Park Ranger program, and then $10.7 million in our Parks capital projects, for a total of $19.9 million in appropriation for FY26. And as a reminder, we have some Category 1 appropriation in our capital projects department, $908,000 for citywide, and $59,900 for highest need. These two amounts accounts for soft costs for project delivery from the capitals projects department. Next, we have Category 2. Yes, I forgot to mention that, yes. Absolutely, thank you, Chair. All right. Next, we have Category 2, and similar to Category 1, Category 2 also consists of two subfunds, one for citywide and the other for highest need. Category 2 accounts for 21.5% of the Measure P funds. And as a reminder, the carryover that you see in Category 1 and 2 under the highest need subfund, I mentioned this in the last presentation that I delivered, that carryover represents the carryover from the old definition. Thus, the amount that you see in the revenue, sales tax revenue line, that would be captured using the current definition, which was approved by this committee or this commission. As we take a closer look at Category 2, you'll see that the majority of the appropriation are in capital, which is mainly used for acquisition and new development of parks, with some appropriation in the capital projects development for soft costs. Next, we have Category 3, which is meant for senior programming, youth, job training, and veterans. And Category 3 accounts for 8.5% of the overall funding in Measure P. And as you can see from the breakdown of this table, Category 3 holds the least amount of funding compared to other categories, excluding Category 6. In addition, funding under Category 3 is housed within the Parks operating budget, with a total appropriated amount of $3.8 million going into our Parks operating budget for program delivery to support senior programming, youth job training, and veterans. And as I mentioned earlier, you'll hear more about the amazing work that we're doing here at the Parks Department in the next meeting. right? Next, we have Category 4, and as you all may know, this funding, this category is funding that's passed through to the Fresno Arts Council and to support admin delivery and expanding access to arts. And as you can see, we have a carryover balance of $5.5 million, projected revenue of $5.6, for a total of $11.4 in revenue. And in terms of appropriation, we have $11.1 budgeted in FY26. Next, we have Measure P expenditure Category 5. And Category 5 is housed predominantly in the Department of Public Works and Public Utilities, with some funding under Parks to fulfill the Milburn Overlook capital projects, which consists of project management costs, construction management, and permitting costs. However, overall, Category 5 is split into 3 different subfunds, as you can see. Subfund 2705 is for safe walking and bike trails. Subfund 2707 for San Joaquin River Parkway, and Subfund 2708 for street beautification. So in looking at the revenue and appropriation for each subfunds under Category 5, we see that for safe walking and bike trail, we have a carryover balance of about $3.2 million, projected sales tax revenue of $2.5, with interest of $120, accounting for about $5.8 million in revenue, and in terms of appropriation, $491 in Department of Public Works operating, and $4.9 in capital. Similarly, for San Joaquin River Parkway, we have a total revenue of $3.6, and expenditures are broken down $832 into Department of Public Works operating, and then $250 into capital. And this was highlighted in our presentation delivered by Scott Mosier. He talked a little bit about that and where the appropriation of that $250 is going into. And then lastly, we have street beautification, subfund 2708, total revenue of $2.8, with appropriations split between DPW and DPU. So 1.4 going into beautification managed by public utilities, and then 1.1 in Department of Public Works. All right, so in the next few slides, I will be presenting an overview of some key highlights from our Department of Public Works, Utilities, and PD. And as I mentioned earlier, we do have staff from each department here with us tonight to answer any questions that you all may have. So starting with Department of Public Works, here are some of the key highlights in fiscal year 2025, courtesy of our Department of Public Works through the funding of Measure P Category 5. We saw that the design and construction of capital projects came together, such as the Midtown Trail. In particular, segment 1B, which runs on Shields from Blackstone to Fresno, and segment 4, which runs along McKinley Avenue, connecting the trail to at Clovis Avenue from Shields to Blackstone. This is all part of a larger project that aims to connect the Fax Hub at Manchester Center with the Old Town Clovis Trail. Furthermore, completed beautification projects shared with the beautification team also include street beautification along Cesar Chavez Boulevard, which was from Maple to Chestnut. I believe this was a motion that was made by one of the commission members, as well as on Herndon Avenue from Blackstone to Palm, and then on Barstow Avenue from Angus to Cedar. So much of these street beautification projects consists of planting trees, installing and improving the irrigation system, and also adding bark. In addition, we also have San Joaquin River Parkway program underway, which consists of new fences installation, irrigation system repairs, along with new trees planted as well. So these are some of the wonderful accomplishments and progress that we've made within the Department of Public Works through the funding of Measure P Category 5. Next, we have beautification managed by the Department of Public Utilities. And here are some highlights. Here are highlights from fiscal year 2025. In our efforts to beautify Fresno, crews were dedicated to proactively look for trash rather than wait for a fresco request. So as a result, over 2.5 million pounds of trash were removed by this effort. And if I recall correctly from a prior presentation by Mark, there was about 2 crews dedicated or funded by Measure P in this effort. From an operational perspective, we had over 9,000 volunteers who assisted in over 150 events. And some of these volunteer efforts include graffiti abatement and trash pickup. In addition, we also had over 1,000 volunteers at 20 locations, 20 various locations for our greatest American cleanup event, which took place in April of 2025. This event was aimed towards collaborating with our community to help to come together and make our city cleaner and greener as a whole. Other accomplishments from our Beautify Fresno campaign saw that Fresno was the first city in California to be designated as a Clean California community, and this is in part largely due to our commitment to eliminate litter and to beautify public spaces around town. Furthermore, we worked with community groups around town, such as Black, Indigenous, and people of color farmers and local churches to host cleanup events around town. Some events in particular were held at River West and Martin Park. And then lastly, the Romaine Park mural project includes murals at our community center building at Romaine Park. And it also includes artwork along the pillars of Highway 180. So if you're driving west or east on Highway 180 or going north or south on First Street, you'll see a glimpse of the beautiful artwork placed there, which was intended to capture the rich and diverse culture in the surrounding community. So those are the wonderful activities and accomplishments from FY25 as it relates to Beautify Fresno. Next, we have our Park Ranger program, which is housed under our police department and funded by Category 1. Currently, there are 17 fully trained park rangers who've been assigned to a policing district. There are a total of 5 policing districts, and when fully staffed, there would be 4 parks ranger per district. So we're looking to build upon this number and work towards fully staffing the park ranger program. With reference to crime data and in comparison to prior years, there has been a reduction in crimes reported at our parks and community centers. So I know, excuse me, safety is a big part of the Park Ranger program, in which we're always looking to create a safe and welcoming experience for the public and the community to enjoy time spent at our parks, whether that's family time or playing sports or just getting exercise in. Having the presence of a park ranger in mind, I think, really helps with that cause. In addition, Director Aguirre do meet with Deputy Chief on a bi-monthly basis to discuss and address any concerns that may arise throughout the years. These meetings are helpful and impactful to the extent that we're able to work collaboratively in identifying challenges and limitations, while at the same time working towards finding ways to really, truly enhancing the program. So overall, we work closely with our park rangers to enrich the service delivery to make the public experience as positive and as safe as possible. In the next few slides, we'll be transitioning to the FY27 budget bill timeline. Currently, here's where we stand at the moment, October 27. We've reviewed the 26 adopted budget along with accomplishments from Department of Public Works, Department of Public Utilities, and our Park Ranger program. So tonight, again, is the first opportunity that you'll have to make a budget motion. And then exactly 1 week from tonight on November 3rd, for that meeting, you will hear from our Assistant Director, McNabb, and she will be presenting on the amazing work that has transpired in our parks programming. After that meeting on November 17, that will be the last opportunity for you all to make a budget motion prior to our budget submission to the mayor's office. And so looking at the overall budget timeline, here are some important dates in our department. Budget timeline, beginning with December. This is the next step or the next milestone for us as a department. December is when the Parks Department will prepare our mid-year projection estimate. This will determine our FY27 carryover. So from there, January to February is when Parks and other partner departments will prepare our budget recommendations to submit to the mayor. This is where we build and work on our FY27 budget. March is when we submit our proposed budget, which includes recommendation for base budget, capital projects, and new requests. In May, the mayor will present the FY27 budget to City Council, which is typically towards the end of May. And then there's that quick, tight turnaround time frame where Parks will then present the mayor's proposed budget to the commission. And then you'll have another opportunity to provide a second set of motions or recommendations for us to include into the budget submission. And this typically occurs perhaps towards the end of May, early June. That's what we're expecting or anticipating this year. So immediately following that meeting, council will hold budget hearings and hear from each department. This typically occurs in early June, and then the city council will adopt the budget by the end of June. All right. And then we have in this slide just an example of a PRAC motion that was approved, or PRAC motion that was recommended or submitted by the commission. And I want to just spend some time to just kind of go over just the context of the motion. So the motion reads, motion that funding be provided not exceeding $100,000 for street improvements along Cesar Chavez Avenue between Maple and Chestnut Avenue. So the motion in itself, it was pretty direct in terms of like identifying an amount, and then also direct in terms of identifying a department to kind of deliver or execute the motion. And with that, conclude the presentation and open up for any questions that the commission may have. And Aaron, did you want to add anything to it?
No, great job too. And Commissioner just wanted to offer the opportunity. I've met with a couple commissioners on upcoming motions and kind of helping them either craft that or look at our budget on how we make meaningful recommendations that then we can incorporate and submit through our budget process. So again, I know we have a couple weeks, so if any of you are interested and want to reach out and maybe walk you through that process, help with some of the language, and even go into the budget into some more depth, just feel free to reach out.
Can I make a request to have our new commissioners be able to go through that process?
One of them already has.
Okay.
I don't want to say who, but one already has.
I kind of have a feeling. But since this is a new process and this is the first time that they're participating in this budget cycle, that they get a familiar with the way that we make motions and things like that.
Right, and I can be extremely flexible if a Zoom call or a Teams call is needed, or in person, whichever works best for you all.
Cool, thank you. Commissioner Dolan?
Before we get into motions, Director Aguirre, forgive me, I don't know who to direct this to, but at previous meetings, the commission had asked that we, if there's a way we can find out what either the percentage or absolute number of our recommendations or proposals have been approved by council.
And that is with me. You'll have it by the end of this week. So we have it ready with the information that you were seeking. So you'll have it by the end of this week.
Okay, thank you. And then I have just one question on the presentation. And this is about the park rangers, so perhaps the police department representative.
And Commissioner Dolan and commissioners, we have Lieutenant Williams here from PD, who works closely with my department, as well as Deputy Chief Beckwith. She'll be here to answer any questions you have regarding park rangers.
Thank you. Hi, Lieutenant Williams.
Good evening.
Just a question. We were talking about crime reduction in the parks, but there was no percentage decrease or how the number compares to the overall city crime rate and decrease. I just wondered if you could put some detail on that.
Definitely. Citywide, we have seen a decrease in our crime rates, and the decrease in our rates at the parks are consistent with that. Some of them have been very significant, and I'll share some of the percentages with you. Homicide is down 100% at the parks. We had one at this time last year. We've had none this year. But our homicide rates citywide are the lowest in about 50 years that we've had. One area that we are up in the parks is with our assaults, and that's up about 18%. Everywhere else, we have seen a significant decrease. Sexual assaults, this time last year we had 4, this year we've had 3. Robbery, we've gone from 18 down to 5. It's a 260% decrease. Commercial burglary, we've gone from 8 to 6. Vehicle burglary is down 700%. So cars that are parked at the parks, last year at this time we had 48 that were burglarized. This year we've only had 6. Larceny, 35 last year, 27 this year. And then auto theft is another significant one for us. This time last year we had 11, and this year we've had 3.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
I have a question. Do you guys keep a database or some type of spreadsheet with the numbers of reduction of these categories that you just named for each park?
We do.
Are we able to receive that as a commission?
I would imagine so.
Okay, can you make sure that we get that, please? Aaron, or someone?
Yes, we'll take notes, and then we can get a memo out to you all with that information.
I think it'll be helpful when we're making these motions for the budget, and that we're looking at everything and we're getting all information that we can, so we'll be able to ask the proper
Lieutenant
questions.
Williams, do you have that information categorized by a park category?
Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Is that, you're looking at all of them, Chair McCoy?
Yeah, because I'm really concerned about the assaults being up 18%. So I would like to know what type of calls, what type of activity each park is receiving,
Location.
and what's going on, what location.
Okay.
So maybe if we have to double up on some park rangers in some parks, or if we have to hire more, like what would be able to bring that number down? That's a high number.
It is, and I think our monthly meetings with PD, as we see things in our parks and communicate that and vice versa, as they see things, some of those have gone into increasing our lighting, our hours, extending hours for some of those activities. So I'll work with Lieutenant Williams on that data to see how we can get that to you. I'm assuming it's relatively large, and what that looks like, if it's something that we can email out or if we can get you a memo of some sort.
Yeah, it'd just be helpful because, I would like to know, is it during we have league games, right? Or when is this taking place? Is it a lot of assaults during soccer games, football games, baseball games, and how can we put a stop to it? Do we need to have the league provide their own security on top of us having park rangers? Like, what needs to be done? Because that's scary, 18% to me as a mom. My next question is, if I can recall, we were supposed to hire 20 park rangers, correct?
We're budgeted for 20.
And we're
I
currently
think-
at 17?
I think Lieutenant Williams has a plan in place that she can probably speak to.
Yes, we do have 3 vacancies. One of our rangers recently transferred to code enforcement. So we went from 2 vacancies to 3. We just hired a new ranger who starts Monday. So he'll begin our training program that will last about 8 weeks, and then he'll be assigned to a policing district. And then we have 2 additional applicants going through our background process, and we hope to hire and fill those remaining 2 vacancies.
So currently, we'll have 18 after the new hire completes training.
Yes,
And then hopefully the background checks out for the next 2, and then we'll be at fully staffed.
correct.
Do we have any plans to hire any additional park rangers?
Beyond the 20?
Yes. No? Or we don't have the budget for that?
Right now, we're budgeted for the 20 that
For the
are
20?
in PD, correct?
Okay.
Can I ask
like
a follow-up on that? I'm sorry. What were our staffing levels this past year? Right now, we're at 17, but have we been below 20 for most of the year, some of the year, all of the year?
Most of the year, we've been at 18. We've been working to fill those vacancies. We've had some difficulty finding applicants who can pass the background check, but we finally have the one who starts on Monday, and then I'm hopeful about the next 2.
Okay.
You made me lose my train of thought. I had another question on this.
And I think just real quick on that point, the rangers that we have lost a couple. They've gone into the PD, was it cadet or the
The police academy.
police academy? So we haven't really lost them per se. Unfortunately, we lost them in the park ranger program, but we're still, they're still here.
We're only here for parks.
I know.
We only care about.
But they're going to be well
the
versed once they
safety of our
become sworn
parks.
officers.
That's good for PD, but that's not good for us. How many park rangers, I'm sorry, I wasn't finished.
My apologies.
My apologies. How many park rangers are assigned to each district?
We should have 4 per district. Our vacancies right now are in Northeast and Southwest.
Which district has the most calls or the most reported for them to be there, if that's making sense of my question?
So our crime stats seem to be spread pretty evenly among the 5 districts. So we're not deploying additional rangers to a certain district based on any crime data that we have received.
So the reason why Southwest and Northwest is short is because of staffing?
Yes.
Okay, that's all. Thank you. Anybody else? All right, thank you.
Just on the budget in general. So I don't know if this is the time for that, but the budget worksheet, okay. I was just trying to get an understanding on the previous balance amount. I don't know what that means exactly. Somebody can help clarify for me if that's.
Which
project-
category, Commissioner
all-
Koczorski?
Just across the whole thing, so I understand the worksheet. There's like new tax, and then there's interest, I get those two, but what's the previous balance? Is that funding that was previously allocated and not spent yet?
Correct, yeah. So
Okay.
that's the remaining balance from the prior fiscal year that remained unspent, that carried over into this current fiscal year.
So, question, why was it unspent? Because activities didn't occur yet, or a combination of things? I guess I'm just curious for.
Yeah, some of it
understanding.
includes just funding that was unbudgeted. And as you can see with the table breakdown, we have like revenue, and then for the appropriations, like the amount is less than the revenue that was projected. So at times, we do hit the projection, and if that's the case, then we have like that extra money that left unappropriated, which carries over to the current or the next fiscal year.
Okay, and then, so you're setting the budget amount less than to be cautious?
Correct.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and again, the revenue is projection, so I think that's the accounting practice with the city of Fresno, or just overall, just in case there is a revenue shortfall.
Got it. Thank you for helping me understand
Yeah,
that better.
no problem.
Sorry, my clarification, I think, relates to that. in category 4, it just continues to create a lot of confusion with members of the public. I believe the 5.5628 number is the amount that was then just approved in grants at the last meeting of this commission. And then it's the 5.6625 is what's projected for year 3 plus interest. Because of the way it's presented, there was confusion that there was 11 million. But I think it has a lot to do with timing, right? Because the fiscal year started and we are now in October and we just gave out the 5.56.
Yeah,
So,
you're absolutely
is
right
that
on that, Commissioner Ward.
Okay, thank you. My other item related to clarifying for category 4 expenditures, I think is an Aaron Aguirre question. And it has to do with fiscal year 2027 is when all the activities really occur so that the cultural arts plan can then be updated at the beginning of 2028. So can you speak a little bit about how financially it's being planned for?
Actually, a little ahead of schedule. We're going to speak about that next week, but that is part of our plan to start putting money away for the cultural arts plan. In addition to that, also the Parks Master Plan that was adopted back in 2018. That's required every 10 years or recommended every 10 years. So you'll see those two plans probably presented in our budget. We'll talk more about it next week when Assistant Director McNabb comes up, but that is something that we are planning and have planned for the last couple of years, knowing that it's coming up.
Okay, I have questions for, in regards to Beautify Fresno and their mural project at Romaine Park.
Commissioners, Mark Standrift, Director of Beautify Fresno for the City of Fresno.
So my first question is, I'm glad there was a clean California Community Day with Fresno BPOC farmers in River West, but which farmers from the Black indigenous people of California that you work with, which farmers, like from the BPOC farmers, which farmers do you
Well,
have
actually,
a
we
list?
worked with the whole organization.
Okay.
They picked a farm that was directly across from, I believe, or it was just down the street from Mariella Brown Park. So it would have been
Okay.
the corner of Annandale and Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
And how was that advertised to community?
It wasn't. It was a special event
was
that
a
they reached
special
out to us. They say, you know, listen, we'd like to, our farmers want to get together. We'd like to clean up the farm lot. Apparently that corner, unfortunately, gets a lot of traffic and a lot of dumping. And so we were willing to provide all the materials and actually had to call out a backloader and a claw to remove a significant amount of dumping that had been done in that particular farm.
Was the same thing taken in place with River West? I'm just asking because these were some things or some activities that the community can be involved in if they knew about it and would take.
Right.
So I was
Well,
just
and-
wondering
and-
if
and-
both events was a special event or was one was a special event and one was a community event?
We work in cooperation with the San Joaquin River Conservancy in fact, we have another event that's coming up on November 22nd with them, which is an event that we publicize, not only through our mailing lists, but also presenting to local TV, radio stations, what have you. And to try to get out with a number of our other nonprofit organizations, especially ones that are interested in getting out to the riverfront and being able to help there. So, but that particular event that I think was mentioned was something that happened earlier this year in January that was part of Clean California Day. And again, it was a consortium of of not just the Conservancy, but another of volunteer groups that work the riverfront and clean on a regular basis.
I even think it'd be a good opportunity for residents in the 93706 zip code to be able to go and participate in the cleanups in San Joaquin River Conservancy. It gives them a chance to get out of their community, be able to see the river, be able to take place and just get a change of scenery.
Yeah.
So
The
if there
challenge
was,
that we have with that, and I think that's an excellent idea.
if I could finish, please.
I'm sorry, my apologies.
What I'm trying to say is I think it'll be a good opportunity. I know there may be challenges, but if we can work with like community centers that are in West Fresno to be able to set up flyers and have a sign-up sheet. I think it'll make the process a little bit easier because I do believe that our kids will want to participate. Again, we took a lot of kids to Camp Pashan when we were talking about that and did a cleanup, and we were able to get food trucks out there and everything, but it was well advertised, and we also reached out to our partners of the coalition. So I think if we just utilize our partners a little bit more, we'll be able to get a little bit more participation from our youth around the
That's
city.
an excellent suggestion. As I apologize for interrupting. I think our biggest challenge with that particular kind of activity would be transportation and who takes care of transporting especially the young people from that particular zip code up to the riverfront. But those are things that I'm happy to work out. If it's something that we can partner with our transportation department, with FACTS, and providing some buses to go up there. I don't know. I can't promise anything, but that's certainly
Even
something
with
well worth
ELC,
looking into.
Yeah, I think it'll be money well spent, even with ELC, be able to charter buses. Fresno Metro Black Chamber of Commerce has their electric vans. We do have organizations who have electric vans. We have Naomi with her vans to take kids out to the parks with her organization, Naomi Martinez. So it's just about having those connections and being able to collaborate to be able to get those kids out there, to be able to participate and see something different. I think it'll be helpful. But I will be more than happy to send you some information with some potential partners. Even my organization, Faith in the Valley, would like to partner.
Well, that would be terrific. Thank you.
Thank you. And those are all, one more question. I love the idea of the Romaine Park mural project, especially of the paintings on the freeway. How, it's not so much as we have a freeway that runs through the 93706 zip code, but how can we get a mural project with images that reflect the diverse community over there? We just painted the 93706 touch-up on September 27th, but that was just a zip code. It really doesn't show the diversity of the community. It's just some numbers on the street. I think that if we can duplicate this project that happened in Romaine Park in West Fresno, I think it'll be a community gathering, a community, how can I say, we could come together and we can show unity, and it'd be something that unites us, because right now there's a lot of diversity in community and there's a lot of separation. But I think doing something like this and it really is sponsoring the young people and bringing the young people and other CBOs who work in 93706, we can utilize the Southwest Power Team. We can utilize Wellness on the West by Dakari Cleveland to bring out those youth and be able to show, to do something like this. I think that's what's needed right now. It's a lot of things that are taking place that is hurting our community, especially our low-income communities. And this project right here is something that will unite the community as well as it did in the east side of Fresno. So just wanted to throw that out there as well. And those are all my questions. I don't know if any of my commissioners have questions.
Well, I would just like to follow up, Mark. I think it'd be a great challenge, and I'm putting it forward to all the commissioners, if the Parks Commission members themselves could get together and show up for one of your cleanups. Pick one and challenge us, and would be...
I'll do you one
throw
better.
down the gauntlet
I'll do you
and make
one
sure all
better.
the commissioners
You
show
pick
up.
a day.
All right.
And I'll bring the materials, and it doesn't, I've done cleanups on Sunday afternoons, I've done them Monday mornings, rain or shine, we'll show up.
Well, if you've got one, Chair, that you want better turnout for, and it would help to have the commissioners get behind it, we're happy to do that.
Exactly. We, with another organization that I worked with, we did community cleanups all over town when I was with Fresno Building Healthy Communities. Well, I mean, I say community cleanup, we painted buildings, we did plumbing, we did the outside, we got council
Let's
members
not get
to put
carried
in
away.
new
Let's just...
bleachers. No, but when you say community cleanup and you want to
Yeah.
beautify
Yeah.
a building that's in the community, this is what you do.
Sure.
So it's not just about picking up trash and making the outside look good. You have to make the inside look good as well.
Lead the way. We'll be there.
So, got you. Thank you.
No other questions? Thank you.
Do we have any other questions on this item? Nope. All right. We will now move on to hearing ID number 25-136. Oh, my bad. Do you guys have any motions? Public comment? We have somebody? Oh, I was like, do we have somebody? Okay. I would like to go out to the public. Is there anyone who would like to make a public comment? You will have up to 3 minutes for a comment. Do we have anyone online? Nope. Okay, I will go ahead and close public comment. Does any of the commissioners have any motions they would like to make tonight? Commissioner Dolan.
I would like to move that funding be provided in a not-to-exceed amount of $100,000 for the Parks Department to provide a shade structure at the small dog park in Roding Park.
I second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Motion passes. We got our first motion. So just know that we have 2 more meetings that we have the chance to be able to make motions. So this is the first opportunity, and then we have next Monday, and the last time we'll have is November 17th.
Chair, just a quick question. You all were too quick on the vote there. The $100,000, is that for design, construction?
Design build.
Okay. Probably not enough to construct in addition to the design.
Depends on the size of the structure.
Right. And I guess scope, what are we trying to cover? Is it the seating area at a certain element? If you have some time, maybe I can kind of get.
Sure, I'd be happy to provide better scope for that project.
And then maybe we amend your recommendation next week? if that
Shall
works for
we,
you.
can we
City Attorney, can we
amend
the
that
motion?
approval to further scoping? And bring it back at the next meeting?
Let me think about this. So you Yeah, since I guess you could amend it at that point since
Okay.
it hasn't been adopted or anything. Or if you want, you can just make a motion to,
Replace
Have-
that one with the new motion.
well, no, you can also just, make a motion to have a shade, funded for Roding Park for the dog park to cover the construction and design rather than put an amount to it, and then allow, council or parks to, or when we get the numbers, to be able to present that. That's another option.
No, Angela, we have to have a dollar amount. That's the only chance that
Because
we
we-
will
we
have
get in
in
trouble
order
when
for
we
it
don't,
to
I'm
get, we have to have a dollar amount. So
If-
do you want to
if we-
rethink it? We can rethink it now if you have a
If
dollar
I
amount
bring a
in
motion,
mind.
if a motion is brought forward at the next meeting to amend that approval, can we do that?
Yeah, and you would just
Okay.
take action on it, so you would have to
Right.
make that motion, and then everybody would
Okay.
have to vote again.
Good, okay.
Okay, we good?
Thank you for that clarification, Director.
All right, so I could go now to the next hearing? Okay. ID number 25-1369, hearing to receive public input on expanded access to arts and culture grant program. Would any member of the public like to make a comment regarding this item? You will have up to 3 minutes for comment. Do we have anyone online?
Yes, we have Lisa Flores. You are unmuted.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, first off, if you want to talk about the shade areas that are needed at the dog park, please reach out to me because I am the queen of the dog park. I know exactly what we need. Second, one of the things that are missing from outreach of cultural and the artistic area of the budget is dog-friendly activities. As we saw during COVID, a lot of people adopted dogs and they have become part of their family, an intricate part of their family structure, even, their babies, their children. My dogs are always my kids. And I would actually like to see more activities organized at the dog parks for families and their pets. Like, for example, I've really wanted to organize movie nights at the dog park to increase, afternoon, early evening and evening use of the dog parks and the parks. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have anyone else online?
We do not.
Okay. I will now close public comment. Does any member of the commission have any questions or comments regarding this item? All right, we will move on to hearing item ID number 25-1370, hearing to receive public input on allocations related to Measure P, updates to the Parks Master Plan and Cultural Arts Plan, and Annual Parks Department budget and capital improvements. Would any member of the public like to make a comment regarding this item? You will have up to 3 minutes.
We have one member, Lisa Flores.
Yes, over the weekend, I was trying to find the actual budget for the capital improvements because I would like to know if Measure P funds are going to be used for the abomination of what Chaffee is going to try to build in the park, which is the 2 parking structures, the 3-story parking structures in the middle of the park. Is any tax dollars going to be used for that? Because I haven't, seen the flesh out of where the money is coming from, and it's really hard to make public comments if the documents are not accessible with the agenda at the time that the agenda is published. That's my comments.
Thank you. Anyone else? I will now close public comment. Do any member of the commission have questions or comments regarding this item? All right, it is 6:32. I would like to adjourn the meeting in memory of 2 people that were pretty special to the city of Fresno. Of course, Dr. Francine Apuda, who was a commissioner on this commission who passed, but also to Dr. James Aldridge. Dr. James Aldridge was the first Black city manager in Fresno, and he recently passed last week. I had the pleasure of getting to know him, talking to him, being mentored by him, and just understanding the rich history of Fresno. One of the things that Dr. Aldridge believed in is that it's mandatory for all citizens to try to better their community, and I try to live by that every single day. So I would like to also adjourn the Parks and Arts and Recreation meeting in his memory as well. Thank you and have a good night.